I got the bloody old fire on at the moment, and yeah, I've had a few people come across my lives. We've got people from India, from America, people from the UK, so it's all good. We hit some numbers last night. It'd be nice to see what we hit today, but yeah, I'm feeling a bit bored, a little bit tired, and a little bit cold. I've just had my tea. Just had I won't even call it my tea. I just had four eggs, just boiled eggs with the yolks, and we got a jacket potato to warm my cockles up in the oven. So hopefully I feel a little bit better when I get that down there, because I've not really ate much today. I think I had I had a bowl of brodo, like a pasta with soup. Had that. Then I had myself, had a bit of time to myself, so I had a little bit of a bath, a nice warm bath, because I was feeling a bit achy. And then I've been a bit slow to get some good meals in my system. But yeah, it is what it is, isn't it, guys? I know this YouTube, it takes a while to send out the lives. So if you see me in the beginning just chatting rubbish, it's because I'm seeing if my numbers increase, and then we can talk about whatever. But we do talk about lung conditions. We talk about lots of other stuff. I'm pretty skilled in a lot of conditions because I've got them myself. So we can talk about anything that's troubling you. Mine used to be, when I say mine used to be, I still get it, but not as bad. My IBS was terrible, guys, where my body, my stomach used to really just blow out and blow out. I looked like I was 9 months pregnant at times, and I had a lot of pain. And this went on for about 2 or 3 years. And I just took peppermint for it, something called mebeverin, fibre gel, and this went on for so long, and they were telling me just take paracetamol, and it got to the point where I thought, enough's enough. I keep saying the same stuff to the GPs, and they keep telling me to do the same stuff that ain't working. And then we found this tablet here. Let me show you without showing my details on it. This tablet is really good for stomach problems. Right, so you can see it there, can you? There, amitriptyline. Don't know if you can see it because it's not the best thing. So I started on this medication on 10 milligrams, which it's quite a strong dose when you start off. It's like a pain. You take it every day, and the reason you take it every day, this amitriptyline, is because one, it helps with depression. All right, there, Rowan. It helps with depression. It helps with the. It's like a painkiller. So I started on 10 milligrams, and I'm not happy to say where I am today after 2 years of being on it. I'm up to a staggering 70 milligrams, between 70 and 60 milligrams of this tablet. It's quite a strong painkiller, and when you first start on this amitriptyline, you may have drowsiness effects for 1 to 2 years, and I mean where you get up in the morning, your eyes, they're not fixed. They feel like you've got glare, some kind of glare in it. And it took me a while. I used to, yeah. I'm not anymore. I'm just shaped like a cardboard box, but I used to do boxing back in the day, yeah. How did you get that one? How did you find that out? Is it the nose? No, I've had my nose broken a few times, but yeah. So going back to amitriptyline, they give this for people who have it's a nerve ending painkiller. So it's not something they just give out. And at the time, there was something called Buscopan. I don't know if anyone's heard of Buscopan for the stomach. And I was taking the tablet Buscopan, and it was doing absolutely nothing. So I I heard that there was a person who took Buscopan injections to help with the stomach pains. So when I said to the doctor, should I try the Buscopan injections? They said they can't see it doing anything, even if it's a slightly higher dose and it's going through an injection. They can't see the Buscopan doing anything, so they got me on the amitriptyline. Now, the flip side to it, 3 years on of being on amitriptyline, is I can't sleep without it. So I take it at night, and if I basically stay out and I don't have my tablets, I struggle to sleep. there was one time my chemist were absolutely terrible in dispensing this drug, and I was on my IV medication at the time. So obviously you check your blood pressure, your oxygen sats and things like that twice a day when they come and see you. And I was actually going pale through the withdrawing with the withdrawals from amitriptyline. So I changed chemist and I made sure that, you know, I ring up or I get someone to order me medication at least a week, before I've got none left, because it's not a tablet you can be messed with. If you start withdrawing off amitriptyline and it's doing two things, which is helping you sleep and helping you with the pain in your stomach or whatever the pain is, and you come off that, what you're going to find out is them nerve ending pains will come back, and obviously you're not sleeping, which ain't great anyway. So yeah, there's a lot of drugs that can't just be, you know, you can't just come off. There's a lot of mental health tablets, sertraline, especially at high dose. I wouldn't recommend just coming off any medication like that. A few years ago, I was admitted with a bad infection, and I got put on a long course of steroids, longer than I've ever been on. So normally you have 5 or 7 days prednisolone, is it prednisolone steroids? And this time I was on a month course. I think it's when I had the COVID and I was really poorly. I had to be on a month of steroids, and then I had to slowly come down until I was completely off them. So just be careful, because withdrawals are very dangerous, especially medications. They can bring so much on. It's not just withdrawing from the drug. You could even go into shock, septic shock, heart attacks. It's not. That's why when the doctor says don't play doctor, it's for a reason. My sister was, I can't remember what it was. My sister was taking either a tablet that wasn't prescribed for her, and they prescribed the wrong one, and she started feeling like woozy and things like that. And then obviously when they told the doctor, so, oh sorry, we prescribed the wrong, the wrong tablet as well. Things like that happen. I had what was I on a few years ago? What was it called? Anyway, it was a medication. I think it was either an antibiotic or something else. And the doctor prescribed me some tablet that had a similar name, right? So I took it, and I thought, what's going on? So he's phoned me, and he said, discontinue that. The tablet that I give you, it's for people who've been through radiotherapy or something, and it suppresses the immune system. I can't remember. It suppressed the immune system, whatever this tablet was, and that's what you can't do with someone like me. You can't suppress the immune system because it's already suppressed, and that's why we get chest infections with the bronchiectasis. But I didn't do anything about it. He was a great doctor. You know, I know there's people out there who run to a negligence place, but it was an honest mistake, and within a couple of days he rang me. So yeah, nothing bad happened anyway. So that's where I'm at. But yeah, what's everybody doing tonight? It's a bit cold, isn't it? Is anyone celebrating Halloween, or is people going to church? Because there's All Hallows Eve, and that's where you get Halloween from. So they've took something from the Christian tradition and they've turned it into Halloween. So yeah, then you've got bonfire night. A lot of people on this page, they probably won't be doing nothing for bonfire night because it's not good for your lungs, is it? We had a neighbour, well, when I say we had a neighbour, he always was burning stuff, and he knew that there was lung patients in the house, and he used to burn. And I mean, he used to do it in summer, and you think, as a guy got no brains. And this one day, both my windows were shut, the door was shut, and I'm rubbing my eyes like my eyes are burning. I said, that knobhead's been burning again. I said, eventually he's going to piss someone off. He was pissing me off anyway. So anyway, I stood at my door, and I see this guy, and he stood out like a flamingo. he had some like New Zealand shirts, like that, pink shorts. And obviously it's summer, so I'm stood at my door. I think I'm dealing with the housing association, doing something to the house. My next door neighbour was stood at her door, so he's got something like a mobile phone out. So he asks her, he says, "Is it you who's burning?" She said, "No, I don't know what you're on about." So he came over to me, because the house is overlooked ours, so he was right in the corner, but he was high up. So he said, "Have you been burning?" I said, "No, I haven't been burning." He said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Mate, I don't burn." He said, "It's got to be this guy next door. I'm gonna go and record him." So he's knocked on his door, and he gave him the third degree on why he shouldn't be burning. He was going on about, all this could catch on fire if someone's composting and all this and all that. And actually, I was buzzing because because my nightmare was over with my neighbour burning shit. The guy burnt his own washing line. One night I was sat out with my partner, and we just having a drink. And next minute, I just see like the flames with the eye. I thought, this guy's a lunatic. And yeah, has anyone got a crazy neighbour that pisses them off? These crazy ass neighbours, eh? We can't choose our neighbours. That's one thing. Yeah. So we had a neighbour on one side who was burning shit all the time, and then we had one who's a crank and got all the local druggies round partying. Welcome to the neighbourhood. One of them. Yeah. So what's everyone doing anyway? I had 2 comments in here. Keep it moving, guys. Keep it moving. What's everyone's plans? Have they got any events coming up? I'm thinking about what am I thinking about? I'm not thinking about Christmas, that's for sure. Christmas is on the back burner. You know what I mean? Who does the Christmas shopping early? Who does it late? Who doesn't do it at all? So it seems to be the same build-up. The clocks go back. It gets cold. You ain't got a pot to piss in. Christmas is just round the fucking corner. Yeah. I've heard there's a new strain of COVID coming. I don't know what it's called, but I've heard there's a new strain. I wonder when that's going to start, causing havoc. Is it going to be deadly? Is it going to be a deadly strain, or is it just going to be the same? Because I don't think that the last strain was as deadly as people were making out. I never seen anyone drop dead in the street. I never seen the hospitals overfilled. I mean, I nearly died with it, but I've got suppressed lungs. And I was making a joke about it at the time. I was saying, I don't think this is real. I said, I've not had it for 2 years. I said, it's got to be bullshit. And then I got it, didn't I? And then I was like Hannibal Lecter in the hospital. I was CPAP'd up. I had to have I had to have really tight on my face so it can't come off. And then I had to have the oxygen going through the CPAP machine. And when I was eating my food, I was on maximum oxygen. Say my oxygen mask was on my face, I was going, having to put the oxygen mask on. I got in the bloody shower. This is right. When you're in a bad situation, but you see the funny side, but you think, what the fuck can I do now? Well, I was in one of them. I'll tell you the 2 stories during this admission. I was facing death in the face. Anyway, I got in the shower. That was a freestanding shower, and because I couldn't take my mask off, I started having a bit of a shower. Anyway, the soap got in the mask, and the oxygen that was coming on was so they had all bubbles like that. I thought, what can I do? Prior to that, I was in Ladywell Suite because when I got admitted with the COVID, they didn't think it would progress and I'd probably get discharged. So my stomach started playing up really bad. Couldn't go to the toilet. So they give me something to help release myself, like what they called them tablets. When what they called, guys? Come on, someone help me in chat. Them tablets that help you when you need a shit, when you're constipated. What they called? Anyway, they give me 2 of them, and then it still didn't work. So I said I need some more of that. So I ended up taking about 6 of these tablets to make me go to the toilet, and that was when my oxygen. That's when my oxygen dropped, right? So then I was hooked up to the oxygen, and then I needed the shit, but I couldn't get to the toilet. I was that bad. I couldn't get from my hospital bed to the toilet, which was in the same room. It was like a side room, so you had to. They had to bring me one of them wheelchairs what you take a shit in it. Oh man, it was getting tragic. I couldn't even bloody wipe my own arse. I was that bad, but I did. I thought I'll have to have some dignity. Whatever dignity I've got left, I'm gonna have to. I'm not gonna have to try and wipe my arse here. So anyway, nonetheless, it worked a great. It worked great for the nurse who had to take it out. Let me tell you that one. So you know, I've had a few hospital stays, but that was the most embarrassing one because I was very, very restricted in what I could do. I had a woman saying, "Do you want me to sponge bath you?" Not during COVID. I think she wanted to sponge bath me. She went, "Don't worry, I've seen all the lads. I've seen all the lads' bits and pieces in it." I thought, I bet you have, your dirty cow. Yeah, and there was one time there was an amputee. I have to tell you because we're on the funny side of my admissions. So I've got about two more stories. They're all coming back a little bit. So I got admitted with sepsis in the chest, and I was really bad. And I was facing this amputee guy, 2-leg double amputee guy, and he had to get his legs cut off because he had diabetes. So anyway, this one time, my girlfriend come to see me, and Graham, he's fell asleep in his bed, but he's fell asleep bollock naked. I mean, Mrs. got a bloody eye full of Graham's bits and bobs. So that's one of the funny stays in hospital. And one other time I was in there, and there was an old guy, and at first I thought he just wants to talk to someone. I wish I never give him the time of day. So I'm sat down. He's like, Anjo. I said, yeah. He said, are you any good with mobile phones? So I said, what do you want me to do for you there, mate? He says, can you just start getting rid of some of these applications? I've got no room on my phone. I thought I'll be the good Samaritan, even though I don't feel well myself. All right, started helping him. Angelino, for fuck's sake! I said, yeah. Do you want to come down while I go for a smoke and get a newspaper? Oh, fuck, he's doing me nothing. So anyway, because I was admitted for about 2 weeks and he was there for about a week, he was getting more confident and confident. So my partner would come and see me. I'd have to draw my curtains and he'd still be going, Angelino. Anyway, where I blew my lid with him because I'm obviously a respectful person and I'll help anyone within reason when I can. But I have boundaries. I think we all have boundaries where we don't let people take the piss. So he's like, Angelo. I said, yeah. He said, will you help me with my shoes? So I thought, fuck's sake. I thought, okay, because I'm young, I'm still dying in this. I'm still dying in this hospital bed. So I get up. The nurse says, "What are you doing? What are you doing? You're not a well patient yourself." I said, "I'll just go to help him." So I said, "What's up, mate?" He went, "Me shoes." I said, "What?" I said, "Don't shout at me." What? He wanted me to go under his hospital bed, get his shoes on, and put them on. Oh, so anyway, I did it, and I said to him, "Use your manners." Now, I'm a respectful person. Old people, they get moody. Even our own mothers and fathers, they get moody when they talk to us. But I think he was just one too many things from him. Anyway, the poor lad develops a blood clot. And then Graham, the double amputee guy, Graham, turns round and says, "You're going to die in surgery to him." I thought, wow. Oh, I felt snide. I said, "Come on, Graham, don't say that to him." And then when they wheeled him out, when they wheeled this old man out that I'd helped and went above and beyond for this old geezer in the hospital, he didn't even say goodbye to me. He didn't even say goodbye and thanks for your help. And what I'll do, I'll end it on this one because we said the funny sides of me being admitted in hospital. But we'll tell you about one when I did get admitted and I thought I walked into somewhere where these people were going to die, they were that poorly. So, me being religious, I didn't care about myself at that point. I don't know why, but my focus was totally on these people who were unwell, He had machines going off, beep, 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 like a sleep apnea machine where he couldn't breathe, taking gasps. You had another guy who was, you know, I don't know if people are aware, but when you get temperature, you get like shivery and you go, you make these weird noises. Well, I do. And I heard him and I could tell he was in some discomfort. So I just said a little prayer for them both. And I said, this one in particular, don't know why, out of the two, but there was one to my left over there and there was one to my right. I just focused most of my energy in praying for this guy. So I said, I don't know what he's going through, Lord. I said, please get him better in the best way you can and the quickest way, because based on what I'm hearing and seeing, I don't think these people have got long. Anyway, he wakes up in the morning and he sees me for the first time and he just lets on to me. So I overhear him speaking to the nurses. So this guy who I prayed for, he'd been in there a very long time with some kind of bacterial infection, and he had a temperature for 12 days where paracetamol wasn't really bringing it down or nothing. And he turned around and he said, I don't know what it was last night, but I had the best sleep ever. And this is one of my testimonies. I had the best sleep ever. So they checked his temperature and they said, whoa, you won't believe it. First time you've not had a temperature. So that was my little cue then. So I said, I don't know whether you believe or not, but I told him that when I got wheeled into the ward that night, that there was two people that were seeing more poorly than me. I said, I prayed for you for that night. Now, whether he went away with that, you know, and believed it was something I prayed for him, or he went and sought faith elsewhere, I don't know. But I had to share that testimony with him, just in case, because I think that most times when we do pray for someone and we do see a miracle, we're reluctant to tell them that we prayed for them, because we don't want them, you know, to think that we're being egotistic and it's me who prayed for you, you got well, look at me. But the message behind it wasn't that I prayed for him. I wanted him to know that there's an higher force, much higher than these doctors, much higher than these nurses. And if you do believe, seek it and you shall receive it. Anyway, guys, I'm going to love you and leave you on that note. Okay, stay humble, stay sexy, and stay focused.